This is Prep Rally, brought to you by the Northwest Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. The prep basketball season is moving quickly to the halfway point. Now, this week marked the third week of conference play in the larger classifications. And we'll start today's show with the 6A West boys, where the conference leaders were taken to the brink on Tuesday night. League-leading Bentonville, they had to fight off Rogers 45-42. Now, the Mounties, they're starting to get a little lift as several key players are coming back from injury, and the Mounties showed in this game that they will be a team to be reckoned with at the end of the season. Now, also on Tuesday night, second-place Fayetteville, they were challenged from start to finish by Springdale before they finally secured a 57-55 win. Matt Wayman scored 16 points for the Purple Dogs and nailed down the win with a late bucket. Now, Springdale's Dominique Hurton. Now, tell me, have you heard of a better name than Dominique Hurton? Now, he scored 20 points for the Red Dogs. Now, our Rick Fires covered this game on Tuesday night for the Northwest Arkansas Democrat-Gazette, and he called up with Fayetteville coach Brad Stamps after the game.
First of all, and he's a guy that we challenge every game. Late, we drew up something, and we were going to go to him. And we talked about, when he gets rid of it, go establish some post position inside, and he did. We threw it to him, and he turned and scored. And that's what he does. I mean, he's got to be a kid that carries us down the stretch. He's been there and done it.
Now let's flash back to last Friday night when Bentonville and Fayetteville met in a big conference game over at Tiger Arena. Now this one was all Bentonville in a 79-55 win as sophomore guard Jalen Lee poured in 28 points for the Tigers. Now this was a close game until the third quarter when Bentonville went on a 12-2 run, gave them some separation, and that turned a close game into a rout as the Tigers took over sole possession of first place in the 6A West. Now, in the 6A West girls, Bentonville edged a gallant Fayetteville squad on Friday night, 72-66 to take over the league lead. Miriam Dowda, the Baylor signee, scored 35 points for the Lady Tigers in the win. Now, flashback to this Tuesday night, the Lady Tigers, they dominated Rogers 68-31 to maintain first place in the 6A West on the girls' side. Fayetteville did not play Tuesday night. They were scheduled to play Springdale, but because of a COVID issue, they did not play. Now, because we've already had several games canceled in the 6A West, this means there will be a conference tournament at the end of the season to determine seeding for the 6A state tournament. Now, speaking of state tournaments, the Arkansas Activities Association last week awarded bids for both regional and state tournaments. Now, Fayetteville was awarded the Class 6A state basketball tournament, and that will be held in March at Bulldog Arena. Now, this week's Northwest Arkansas Democrat-Gazette Players of the Week are Jalen Lee of Bentonville and Kaylin Coons of Springdale Harbor. Now, Lee, as we mentioned before, sensational last Friday night in the win over Fayetteville, had 28 points, but Coons was even better. She had 37 points in one game and 31 in another for the Lady Wildcats. So congratulations to Jalen and to Kaylin. We select a Boys and Girls Player of the Week every Tuesday in the Northwest Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. The Charleston Tigers are off and running in the 3A4 conference, and one of the main reasons has been the play of sophomore Brandon Scott. Our Kasius Williamson caught up with Brandon in this week's River Valley Report.
Hello everybody, this is Kasius Williamson of the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. For this week's River Valley Report, I have my man Brandon Scott of the Charleston Tigers. Tonight against Boonville, he had 19 points and 6 assists. The other night, he had 20 points and 5 assists. Brandon, big win tonight. Back-to-back conference wins. You're 5-1 in conference. Talk about having this momentum in conference.
The other night, two games ago, we lost to Hackett, and it messed us up because we thought we had a good thing going after beating Waldron, and we didn't come through in the Hackett game. So that really fired us up for these next 2 games that we played, and that's what got us through. And this good competition that we played, and it was just the Hackett loss really motivated us to perform.
You play point guard and quarterback. Talk about the similarities between both of those.
Both you have a really good opportunity to mess up. So a lot of people are watching you, and you gotta control the game, the flow, and there's a lot of room to mess up. A lot of people are watching you. It's a lot of pressure, but you gotta be able to handle it.
Tonight you had 19 points, but most importantly, you had 6 assists. Talk about what are some things you saw on the floor tonight that worked well for your team.
I mean, it was just our guys being able to knock down shots like Dalton Curtis and Trenton. They really got. All I had to do was give it to them. They can make the shots.
Last but not least, you have Costa coming up. What are some things you and your team need to work on to be able to beat them?
I guess just rebounding and shoot the ball. We got to shoot the ball better. Tonight we did a little bit better. The past few nights we've been struggling shooting the ball, so that's what we got to work on.
All right, this is Kasius Williamson with your River Valley Report, and I'll see you next week.
Thanks, Kasius. And we also want to congratulate New School boys basketball coach David Farrell, who won his 600th senior boys game on Tuesday night. The Cougars gave their coach his milestone win on their home court, 83-31 on Tuesday. So what a huge accomplishment for Coach Farrell. If you remember, he was a longtime coach at West Fork. And we also want to mention that this weekend is the conference wrestling tournament in Bentonville. Now the girls will wrestle on Friday and the boys on Saturday. The state wrestling tournament will be held in February in Little Rock. Now, photos like the ones that you've seen in today's show can be seen and purchased on our website at NWAOnline.com. So be sure and check those out in the digital edition of the Northwest Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. And also be sure and check out our weekly Prep Rally podcast. That's every Wednesday as we talk to area coaches in all sports along with special guests from across the state. The Prep Rally podcast can be heard on SoundCloud, Apple, Google Play, Spotify, and Stitcher. So be sure and check that out on Wednesday afternoons. That's it for this week's show. Thanks for watching.